What's up everybody, Qlomorey here. Thank you all for your support on my last two videos, really appreciate it, got more coming soon. But for now, we are going to be talking about a couple of the locations that have been previewed in the trailer for Little Nightmares Free. And we're going to be speculating and making up concepts for things that we might see in the final game. And I really think you guys are going to enjoy this video. So come on, have a good time and enjoy. Now, this video won't be focusing on the Necropolis, but we're going to be talking about the other chapters that we haven't seen much of yet. Starting with the Carnival, because, wow, I am so excited for that chapter. I mean, just look at it. It just looks so unique for Little Nightmares. There's, like, these big circus tents, these people who remind me of the guests, all these lights. It looks so festive and such a fun chapter. Like, maybe they can play, like, carnival games, like, maybe Lo can use his bow to like shoot some targets. That would be really fun, like to have them play like these like carnival games like that like involve their weapons. Like maybe Alone could play like whack-a-mole with the Rents. See, I'm onto something here. Maybe they should hire me. I'll add all this cool shit into the game. But anyway, it just looks beautiful. We also see this big duck. What the hell is that? And there's also a Ferris wheel. I swear to God, if they ride that Ferris wheel in the game's gonna be a 10 out of 10. Recommended on Steam, 5-star game. If they ride that Ferris wheel. Like, if they don't ride that Ferris wheel, I'm just gonna go to Supermassive Games and ask, why didn't you make them ride the Ferris wheel? You made that whole ass model? I mean, like, why not have them ride it? Also kind of worried because it's in the distance. But I feel they can get from there to there. They get from there to there in Little Nightmares game in all sorts of ways. They can get from there to a Ferris wheel, right? Right. Like, maybe you can, like, go around. Oh, okay. I really want them to ride that fucking Ferris wheel. Oh, but also take note, like, look at that. That's like a really big tent. What if in the chapter, what if this is just like the very start of the chapter, like very early on, and it starts off and it's more like outdoor setting, and then like they get into the circus where that's like the main chapter. What if they do that where most of it's actually inside of that big circus looking thing? And you like have to explore that, and you see all these like shows where all these kids are forced to perform. You gotta watch the podcast because we learned that these kids who are at the fun fair or the carnival, whatever you want to call it, are forced to perform these acts for these evil guest-looking people to watch and enjoy while they eat their disgusting snacks. We also learn about another character, but we'll talk about him. We'll talk about him. You actually want to talk about him right now? We'll talk about him right now. It's the man in the purple suit. I have a lot of reasons why he's probably in this game. Even other YouTubers like Gemini are saying that he's probably going to be in this game. Main reason because Supermassive Games wrote the episode that involved the Carnival, and they introduced the Purple Man very ominously as well. Like, they really built this character up, so it only makes sense that we're gonna see him in the game. Like, he sounds like such a cool character as well. He has no eyes, but he uses his dummy to see. Like, how creative is that? He uses a dummy to attack you, but also to actually see because he has no eyes and the dummy has eyes. Like, that seems like a dynamic that they would do in the gameplay. Like, that this sounds very Little Nightmares in terms of the creativity. And what role will he play though? Like, who even is he? Like, what is he doing here? Well, he seems to have something to do with the business, if you will say, of the carnival. He seems to be the one who has a little bit of control around here. The way he just looks like at the show, he seems to be like monitoring it to make sure everything's a-okay, and when Rusty gets caught trying to escape, he has his little dummy kill him. And I think a similar thing is gonna happen to Lo and Alone in this chapter. Because notice an interesting thing. He isn't immediately hostile towards Noon in the podcast when he's introduced. Like when he's like sitting next to Noon and while watching the show. He doesn't attack her. He just like looks at her all creepily from what is described. And he seems to be more busy on how she's like reacting to the show. Noon says that he notices that she's not clapping or not enjoying the show, and well, you're not gonna be able to enjoy the show when like some weird ass man with a fucking dummy is staring at you. But he also seems to revert his attention to Rusty, and where his death plays out. We don't know if he's dead, but he probably is. But he doesn't attack Noon or anything. At least we don't know if he intended to. Like, there might be a multitude of reasons why he didn't immediately just freaking try to kill Noon or do something. I mean, probably, it could be because that, she's watching the show, so he doesn't want to interrupt that. Or it could be because since the show is going on, he is just waiting until it's over, and then he kidnaps her or kills her. Or he just literally doesn't care about her at all. And he literally just doesn't care. He's just like focused on Rusty and dealing with him. And I think it might be because instead of just straight up killing the kids, he waits until the right moment and maybe captures them and then forces them to go on these shows and perform. And he might capture Lone Alone during the chapter, like maybe like they get caught and then they like get put into this big tent, and maybe they wake up and all of these carnival guests are looking at them, and like they have to do these really dangerous acts to survive. Like maybe they like put in some like large creatures that they have to fight with their weapons. Like they like make them fight like a mutated fucking lion or something, and you have to like kill it like by working. That would be really cool. It'd be kind of like in a battle arena, and while like all the guests are cheering on, like a freaking boss fight, an actual boss fight in a Little Nightmares game where you're like genuinely like fighting. Come on, like I need to develop a game like this. I want to develop a game like this. I have some ideas as well. Yeah, damn, I should do that. I really want to do that. I will do that at some point. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I mean the ideas, so much freaking potential with this chapter. They could ride rides. They can go inside that big tent. They can explore, get chased by these guys, fight other enemies, encounter a weird man, can maybe fight a clown as well. We have no idea. And it looks just so unbelievably cool. And maybe like during the show when like Lone has to perform in front of all of them, and maybe like the purple man is watching, and maybe like they like escape when like maybe an opportunity like comes to escape, and once they do, the purple man's like, oh, I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance to perform for the rest of your eternity in enslavement, but instead you choose to escape. Okay, well, that was your chance to live. Now I'm gonna hunt you down and try to kill you. And maybe when he attacks you as well, maybe, like we already know he relies off his dummy, so like maybe like the dummy will just spring off and then start like crawling towards you. That'll be fucking terrifying. Like you see this man and he has like a dummy, you're like, oh, that's a cool. He like does puppetry. What is he gonna do if he sees me? And then the puppet comes to life and just starts coming towards you. It's like it springs off his hand. It's like, oh shit! Oh no! It's slapping the dummy. He's gonna kill me. There's just so much potential with it. And maybe like when like Lone Alone are trying to escape, they like encounter him and get like chased down by his dummy, and they have to like hide behind like maybe like some carnival equipment or whatever might be in the environment to hide behind. It's just gonna be freaking awesome. I am so excited for this chapter, and all my ideas, I hope at least one of them like are slightly accurate when the game releases. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a little let down by this chapter because there's so much freaking potential. I just love what they have going on here with the setting. It looks so beautiful as well. Look at the rain and look at all the guests. It's just such a nice shot they choose for the screenshot. I can maybe go inside all these tents as well. We also have hint that the ship, like it might be like a ship that's like airborne. Gemini talked about this, but there's an interesting detail where I think it was Rusty that says that the ship, that's like that the ship. I'm saying that like I know, but I don't know. But that it's like a ship in like the sky that's like floating like in the air, which, I mean, if that's the case, then that makes this chapter even freaking cooler. They went from we go from a carnival to a flying carnival. Like, damn, that's a really awesome concept. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the carnival. I think that's all of my ideas and analysis, whatever you want to call it. I'm just so excited. I guess we can talk about the factory, but I feel like there's much less to talk about the factory because we've seen like even less of it. But yeah, moving on. Looking at the factory, it's kind of hard to say much about it because we know so little about it. We can be kind of confident that it's a candy factory. I suggest go looking at Gemini's Candyland Fairy video. His Candyland Fairy video, because he talks about many really good reasons why it could be a candy factory. But if you don't want to watch it, then here's the gist of it. And I do watch it. He's a great YouTuber. But if you want me to just describe it, basically there's a lot of lollipops, like so many in the junkyard. I think we see like tons of lollipops just being thrown out, which is probably connected to the chapter, like during the chapter. And like we see like all this like sludge inside of the factory as well, like oozing everywhere, and that seems to be made of candy because it's like all vibrant looking. Like, probably shouldn't eat it though. For all I know, it could be made of melted kid. Yeah, we don't know what that's made out of. I mean, we know nothing in the Little Nightmares universe is vegan, probably. Probably. That's probably that would be so messed up. What if they make lollipops, maybe like deliver them to like places like the Carnival or the mall, and like they just lick the remains of dead children in the form of lollipops. That's horrifying to think about. I shouldn't have thought that far into it, but we already did, and that's where we've gotten. I mean, there has to be someone making, but why lollipops? Well, the only thing we can really say is that their lollipops are like spiral shaped, and the area they're in is called the spiral, so it's symbolic. But why are they making lollipops though? I have no idea. I guess you're just gonna have to learn that. I mean, any ideas? Why would they make lollipops? What are they gonna use lollipops for? Are they gonna make some ginormous candy monster? Maybe we can fight candy monsters? How cool would that be if they fought candy monsters inside of the chapter? Like, just these weird, sludgy creations. Like, God, the ideas are going wild right now. I hope the villain is kind of like, an evil Willy Wonka. Like, this is, like, a really evil, distorted Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka, but he walked into the nowhere, basically. Like, this is Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but you're the chocolate now. He's gonna make you into the chocolate. I actually kind of got inspired for my own Little Nightmares concept. I called it the Visionary. You can look at it in my communities tab. I drew this little image of the concept I had in mind. I got inspired. I got inspired by Willy Wonka. I kind of made it look like that. He like wears like his hat. He has this uniform on. He has like a bunch of arms. Maybe it could be the pipe monster. It could be the pipe monster that's the main threat, or we don't know what that thing is. But yeah. Nothing else to really say about the factory other than they are using fuses again, which is welcome. I liked fuses. They were pretty interesting to interact with, collect, have to find them. There was that whole gimmick in Little Nightmares 2 with the hospital. So yeah, very excited to see what the factory's all about. We've seen even less of this. Actually, have we seen less of this chapter than the Carnival? I'm not sure. I feel like we've seen an equal amount. Yeah, I feel like we've seen an equal amount. Maybe we actually have seen a little more of the chapter. I think we've only gotten that like one little bit of the Carnival in a screenshot, but we've gotten like a couple bits from the factory and a few screenshots, I think. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about the factory. Really interesting stuff they're doing here, with it being maybe being a candy factory. I suggest listening to Gemini's Candyland video. Yeah. So yeah, those are all my speculations, ideas, concepts that we could see in Little Nightmares 3, if any of them come to life, and I hope they do, because I feel like a lot of the ideas I had here would just be so awesome to see in game. Like, I just love Little Nightmares so much. I love theorizing, coming up with ideas for things we could see in it. I mean, I always thought that if I was gonna make a Little Nightmares fan game, one of the environments would be definitely a carnival, but I mean, I can't really do that anymore because now they're doing it. It's official now. They're doing an actual carnival. I actually really want to make a horror game that's set in a carnival. Like a carnival, like some sort of Busch Gardens gone wrong. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Qlomorey. I'm gonna try to get videos out much quicker. Well, I mean, I've been uploading much more consistently. It's just that before I was uploading very slowly. But I feel like I'm much more passionate now, because now that we're getting closer to seeing more news for Little Nightmares 3, and I'm kind of more fueled up now, and I'm very excited. Not much time left before Gamescom. Only like a week left. I think we've almost hit that 1 week mark before Gamescom, and I feel like we have to get a trailer. Like, if they're gonna do like some private demo, they gotta at least give the people who aren't there a trailer. They gotta give the people who can't go to Gamescom or just aren't at least something. Like, they can't just leave us in the dark. Otherwise, I'm just gonna cry. I'm gonna cry, go to sleep, and cry again until someone records the demo. Yeah. I feel like I really hope they make the demo public sometime after Gamescom, because they did the same thing with the gameplay footage. Like they probably, I think they showed it to the people who were at Gamescom, like in that sneak peek preview, and then like a month later uploaded the footage to be public of the Necropolis gameplay. But yeah, before we end the video, I want to ask you guys a question, and I want you guys to type your answers in the comments, so get ready. Here's my question. When the demo for Little Nightmares 3 gets shown, which location do you think is going to be in it? Okay, I'm going to give you guys 4 options. Yeah, 4. The Necropolis, the Carnival, the factory, or a location we haven't seen yet. So, in the comments, please do answer what you think we're going to see in the demo. So, yeah, the Necropolis, the Carnival, the factory, or a location we haven't seen yet. So, yeah, answer that in the comments. And, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I'm Qlomorey. Bye-bye now. I haven't used my face cam because my GoPro's dead, by the way. But I will in my next video. See ya.